Hey everyone, it's Jessie back sharing more of my debt journey with you all. And it's been a couple weeks since my last video, and I have made some nice payments on the student loan. Last one left, down to 10,000 and some change. So I'm super excited about that. When I get paid this next Friday, then I'll have hopefully down to like 7,000 something. So the way I was able to make it jump from 14 down to 10 is not because I've been doing great at work. I wish. But I have been watching some Dave Ramsey videos, and I heard him giving advice to one of the callers that said, should I empty my emergency fund to pay the debt? And he was like, how many times in the last year or 2 years or something like that have you been not able to pay bills, or have you been in an emergency? And this guy was like, well, none. And so he was like, then you should probably use your debt and go, stick to my baby steps. So it had me thinking, and as much as I'm afraid of having commission only and not having a big emergency fund, I decided to listen to his advice because it was kind of true. In the last years, I've never had to worry about not having any money. I know it's a possibility, but realistically, it's most likely not going to happen unless, I just am really bad at my job for a long time, and then I would probably just be fired. So I did his advice. I emptied it down to just only 1,000, and it was so scary, but it was nice to see that, my loan now is going to be almost done very soon. I'll be under $10,000 next time I make a video, so that's going to be so exciting. Anyway, moving forward, what I wanted to talk about today is consolidating your student loans. I am so upset and annoyed at all of these companies out here exploiting student loan debt holders. It's so messed up. We're already broke. We already made bad choices by taking on tons of student loans when we were younger because we weren't financially savvy, or maybe the first in our family to go and nobody really even knew better. And they have these companies out here exploiting us, making money off our desperation. So it's really messed up, and I wanted to share with all of you that have federal student loans that it's so easy to consolidate your loans. Now, I'll start from the beginning. If you don't know what consolidation is, it is when you take all the little loans that you have and combine them into one. So the benefit of that is sometimes you can lower your interest rate, and also just to have one payment. When I first got out of college, I had 5 separate accounts. I think I had, or maybe 6 separate accounts and 5 different servicers. I had a loan with American Education Services. I had one with Sallie Mae. I had one with Fed Loan. I had one with ACS. And I don't even know how many separate little individual loans. It was just too much. One is a $50 payment, one's $100, one's $200, one's $75. It's very easy to get messed up on your payments when you don't have one payment and you have all these little payments. It's very easy to forget one, to default, to make late payments, and that's only going to affect your credit poorly. And really, it's going to drive you crazy. So the benefit is really your sanity, and you may be able to get an interest rate reduction. They take the average of all of your loans, so some might be a little higher and some might be lower, and they'll just take the average. Usually federal loans are all right about the same interest rate, so it shouldn't be too much of a difference. So that's what consolidation is, taking all the loans, making them into one. The benefit is to have your sanity. And these companies, they're now contacting people through the phone. I don't know how many scam calls I used to get. T-Mobile will actually say, scam on your phone. It'll say scam likely. And I used to get so many of those, and they were always student loan, so-called student loan companies saying that they would help me to consolidate. Now, they didn't know that I'm a student loan expert, so I just hung up on them every time. But I don't want to see anybody out there getting scammed on this Just terrible, terrible thing that they're doing. So I almost fell for it myself. Back in 2013, I was desperate. I had no money. I had a ton of student loans, and I finally had realized that although I had been paying for 3 years, my balance was going up. And I didn't, really pay attention to it before that. When I graduated, I just put all my loans on the smallest payment, just to be able to figure out the whole situation and be able to get by. And I never really bothered to understand what my situation was, or how much I owe and to who and all of that. So it took 3 years for me to really face the music, and when I did and I saw that the loans were going up, it was a terrible, terrible moment, guys. It was like the worst feeling ever. So that's when I decided I'm gonna consolidate these loans. So I had gotten a call from a company. They wanted $900 to do what I could do for free. Now, thankfully, at age 24, 25, I was much wiser financially than I was at 18 when I started taking out student loans. So something in my head said, you know what, let me check into this a little bit more, because I already have been screwed so much. I don't want to make another bad decision. So I looked into it, and then that's when I have found out that I can easily do this on my own. And it was free. It took no time. You don't have to be, a computer whiz or a financial genius to do it. It's literally like 30 minutes or less. Now, if you don't know your student loan situation, it may take a little bit longer, because you want to know how many student loans you have, if they're private, if they're federal, and just kind of know exactly what your situation is overall before you start the consolidation process, because they're going to ask you which loans do you want consolidated. And I would recommend all of them, of course. If you can put all of your student loans into one, then it is a lot better than having a million different ones. Now, you cannot consolidate private with federal. They're like two different things. So you can't consolidate them. There's two different benefits, and they're just separate. So you can consolidate all of your federal and then keep your private separate. That's the loan that I have left. I've paid off all of my federal student loans. I just have this pesky $10,000 private student loan left. So to get them consolidated, guys, you want to go to studentloans.gov. That is a different website than in my last video. I was telling you to go to studentaid.gov. So studentloans.gov will have all the information that you need on there. It takes about 30 minutes online, or you can do a paper version. I guess if you don't want to do it in 30 minutes and you want to do it longer, print it out, put it in the snail mail. Now, in order to fill that out, you are going to need your FSA ID. FSA stands for your Federal Student Aid ID. You probably don't even know what that is, or that you are supposed to have one. So if you don't have one, if you're not sure if you have one, go to the fsaid.ed.gov. and you'll be able to create one on there. It's really easy. All you have to do is put in your name, your email, and you'll have an ID. It's very simple. Also, in order to consolidate your loan, besides your FSA ID, you will need your personal information. So that's easy. You should know that: your name, your email, your phone number. And then you're also going to need your loan information. So that's why I said you really want to have a bigger picture of, what your situation is. Who's your servicers? What are your loans? Are they private? Are they federal? How much do you owe? What are your interest rates? Don't go into this blindly. If you don't know that, you're not ready to consolidate. So first you need to get a big picture of your student loans. If you don't have an idea of where to start or how to get that overall picture of what you owe, you can find it at nslds.gov. ed.gov. So that's like a national student loan database. It has all of your student loans, and it has everything on there. From what I saw, the format is a little weird, but you can see everything that you owe and to who and to what and what servicers they have. So check that out if you need to start there. And then that's all the information you need to fill out this form. You just need the FSA ID, you need your personal information, and you need to know what your loan situation is. After that, you start filling out the application online. You can pick from a bunch of different income-based repayment plans. There's like 4 different income-based plans. They all sound the same: revised payment, or revised pay as you earn, income-based repayment, and income contingent repayment. I'll do another video on what the difference is on another time, because this will be like a 30-minute video if I do that. But they also have the specifics on the form of what each one means. So you'll want to pick which income-based you want, and then they will need your income proof. So they're gonna want probably your tax information, which they have a link online automatically. You don't even need to get anything. They can just look it up through your social security number. If you don't want to verify your income that way, you can just send in a check or a pay stub. You can send in a W-2. They have a lot of different ways of verifying your income if you don't want them to just get it automatically from the IRS from using your social. So there are a few different ways. If you're not working at all, you can self-certify that and send that in. So you can do the whole application online and then just mail in that documentation and you're done. Or if you're choosing to go through the IRS, you just do the whole thing online and you're done in 30 minutes. And then you have one loan, one payment, one interest rate, and it's so much easier to track, and you don't have to pay $900 to anybody. It's free. If you have a lot of student loans, I highly recommend it. You don't lose out on any benefits of federal student loans. It will still be a federal student loan. So I definitely recommend that, guys. They have a phone number if you have specific questions. Maybe if you have a weird situation or something that wasn't answered on the website or through this video, you can call 1-800-557-7394 and they'll be able to help walk you through it. I think that is what I did. I remember I called and this lady was so helpful to me. I think she realized I was desperate, and she kind of helped walk me through the process. I think the websites have gotten much better since 2013 because the government is aware that there's so many scam companies that are just so rude and scamming people out of their money. So they have laid the information out very clearly. It's super easy. So I again recommend go to studentloans.gov and call the phone number if you need some more help. But consolidate your loans, guys. It's really easy. Makes you have one payment and you can be very focused then on just paying off that debt and being done with these forever. So thanks, guys, for checking in and following my debt journey with me. Hope that some of this information was helpful for you guys. And like I said, by the next time, I'm really hoping to be under 10,000. So that'll be the goal. Should be by next Friday. So I'll do another video then. And then the countdown really begins. I'm going to be mowing lawns. I don't care. Selling ice cream, whatever I have to do to get that last $7,000 paid. All right, guys, thank you, and make sure to subscribe to get the updates on the videos and to like this if it helped you.